Morning. Morning. Just come in the door, honey. Good morning vlog, long time no see. Today is a Sunday, and around here Sundays just mean chore day. So I thought I would take you along to see what a typical Sunday in the Bates house looks like. I already got up, I let the chickens out, I started some laundry, showered, had breakfast, kind of got like ready for the day. And in a minute I'm gonna go to the grocery store to do our meal prep shopping. But first I am gonna start the dough for today's loaf. I actually made this starter. It was one of my New Year's resolutions, was to start making bread. Not necessarily to make my own starter, but I don't really like to do things casually. So if I was gonna start making bread, I kind of had an idea that I would probably want to just try making the starter as well. So I started it in January and it's working pretty well. I've made a lot of loaves with it. I've made different types of loaves. And now I'm just having fun with like different scoring styles and trying to do like the painting. That's really hard, but it's just kind of a fun process. This is gonna make me 2 loaves, one for tonight and then the other one I'll cold proof for tomorrow. So I just started with 200 grams of my active starter, and now I'm going to do 660 grams of water. I'm gonna mix that around. Okay, and next we're gonna do 1,000 grams of bread flour. That's okay. And then I also don't have like a bread whisk, but I kind of like using my hands anyways. The one thing I don't like though, the hardest part, is washing everything, because you can't put your discard in the kitchen sink, because it like hardens a lot. Like even just if a couple drops get like in the sink or like on the countertop, it's like cement on there and you kind of have to like scrub it off. So because of that, you are not really supposed to drain any of it down the sink, because that can clog, like harden in your pipes. I'll show you in a sec what I do, but I have like a bowl a little bit smaller than this one that I just have in the sink, and I'm gonna run like hot water and I'll like rinse my hands in that. and then rinse everything in that. And then you just dump it outside. So I know you can't really see, but I have a bowl like right here in the sink, and then I heat the water up a lot outside the bowl because I don't want to fill the bowl too fast. And once it's hot, then I'm gonna rinse my hands, but like into the bowl. And then you have your water that you can just dump outside. Here's our groceries. Sorry I didn't take you along, but I don't love filming like other people. I'll lay everything out, give you a haul, give you an overview, and then put it all away. This is what a week's worth of groceries looks like for us. I have it kind of separated by like fruits and vegetable, and then I don't know, dairy / like egg stuff. Drinks are in the back. Meat is right here, and then this is just stuff for what we're gonna have for dinner. So I have one of my meals that I have for lunch every day is chicken, but that's with kale and some rice and green beans and onion. And we already have rice because we buy it really big in bulk at Costco, so that lasts us a long time. These are Nick's apples. Strawberries go with the yogurt as well as granola, but I make the granola and it's already made because I make a couple weeks at a time, and I'll put either honey or some sugar with that. I eat dates every day. They were on sale, so I got 2 packages of it. This will last 2 weeks. These are Nick's bell peppers, and then also onion that I saute for him that he likes to eat with ground beef and rice. And the mint is just because my window mint is like kind of dwindling, so I'm gonna replace it. The avocado and the arugula is for my breakfast. I already have the bread because I bought it the other day because I ran out, and I do that with the egg white. So I fry an egg white, put it on the toast with avocado, salt, pepper, arugula on top, and then I do 2 slices of bacon, but I still have leftover bacon from last week. Things like the arugula I buy in big enough bulk that like that will last me 2 weeks. The tomato, crushed tomato, goes with this little thing of beef as well as one of the taco seasonings and some rice and some corn. And I make like this taco soup, but I buy the corn in bulk at Costco. And then, like I said, we already have the rice. We have all of our yogurts here. All of my drinks, I have a Celsius a day, I have a Poppy a day. You know, we all have our vices. I love a good drink. These monsters are Nick's, and the rest of the taco seasoning is for Nick's ground beef because we do everything. All of our ground beefs, we generally do taco seasoning. And then, like I said, well, usually it's chicken thigh. This was just so cheap at the grocery store today, so we did chicken. I think he said it was chicken leg. I don't know, he does the chicken. I do everything else, but he tackles the chicken because, I don't know, I'm just not confident enough to cook chicken. So we still buy eggs because right now only 2 of the chickens are laying. Clove lays an egg pretty much every day, and Francis lays an egg every single day. Francis' eggs are, let me show you, they're really tiny. They're so cute. The Clove egg, and this is a Francis egg. It's like a half egg, so Nick really doesn't even eat these because what's that gonna do for him? He will eat Clove's eggs, but since we only get 1 a day, you know, it doesn't last very long at all. He kind of just on the weekends will eat these ones. Francis's eggs, I kind of just use when I make the chickens their treats. So like, for example, today when I cut up these strawberries, I'm gonna keep all of like the stems and stuff, and I'm gonna put them aside, and whenever there's like leftover like veggies, I just toss everything in a bowl. And when I want to give them a snack, I'll take a Francis egg, crack it, put the egg in it, kind of crush up the eggshells, mix it all together, and then I take them that as a treat. So anyways, the point being that we don't have enough eggs yet to stop buying like egg products. Ruth should be laying literally any day. I thought she was gonna lay last week and she hasn't, but she's been really acting like she's gonna lay. So I think it's coming any day. So then if we got like, you know, 2.5 eggs a day, that would be pretty nice. And I think at that point, like I could probably stop buying the egg whites because I do 2 eggs worth of egg whites every morning for breakfast. But right now it's just not enough. So I'm collecting my eggs, but we're not like full into egg mode yet. for a minute because my camera died, so now I'm on my phone. My taco soup in the back. I've got Nick's ground beef right here. And while I do that, I just blast some music and I'm gonna chop some vegetables now, and then I can saute them when that's done cooking. This is my second set of stretch and folds, and then when this one's done, it's gonna sit for 30 more minutes. Then I'll do one more stretch and fold. Then it's gonna sit for 3 hours, and after that time is when I'm going to split the dough in half because it's supposed to be 2 loaves, and one half will sit on the counter for another 3 hours, and then I'll bake it. The other one's gonna go in the fridge and sit in there until tomorrow when I'm ready to bake it tomorrow. My alarm going off means it's time for the last set of stretch and folds. And now it's gonna sit there for 3 hours. Mixed vegetables are still sauteing, but I have them going really slowly. A couple things are still drying in the sink, but I cleaned everything up. The food's basically all cooked, except for the chicken. Nick does the chicken usually in the evenings. And then that's also kind of when I will package all of my stuff. I'm someone that likes to have all of my meals individually packed. I didn't used to be that way. I used to do like the night before, like keep it all in bulk and then portion out the night before. But I don't know, just in the last couple months, I've really started liking doing it all on Sunday. I think I'm going to move into garden stuff now because that's next on my list. So we'll do a garden tour and then I'll kind of explain like the seeds that I'm planting and all of that. He's got like one good little leg, so I think I'm just gonna feed it to the chickens. Okay, so when it's all done, it just looks like this. They love it. Hi. Good morning. Hi, honey. I have to do like a bunch of piles around the coop of the treat because Frances, which I don't know where she is, but oh, she's probably laying an egg. Frances is like a really slow eater, and so if I do one pile, it'll be gone by the time she even gets a bite. So that was really why I started doing the multiple piles, but then it just works out because Clove will try to chase off anyone else who tries to eat. So let's see what Frances is doing. I bet she's laying an egg. And oh my gosh, it's so dirty in here. Today was the day I was gonna like mop and everything, so, you know. Hi, Franny. This is where Frances lays. Hi, honey. Here's like the Coop tour, so give her some privacy. She doesn't really like to be watched. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. You walk in, and then it just goes all the way back to that fence. This is just like my collection of junk that I haven't dealt with yet. This is like our septic tank. So it's just kind of in here, it doesn't really matter. So you walk in and it goes all the way back. So they do have a lot of space. And we have the nice big red coop, which I love, like a little barn. And they have this massive dirt bath that I made them in this kiddie pool, but they still prefer this just like little thing that a gopher chewed up. And the whole coop is about, I don't know, maybe like 2 feet raised. So they have this entire, like the entire surface area of the coop, they have like an underneath spot. And when it rains, it never gets wet, so it stays like dirty and not grassy, so that they're not just like kind of stuck in the weeds all day long. Oh, they're so cute. When you go inside the coop, again, you were just in there, but for real this time. This is not done. I still need to do the wallpaper, and it's completely my fault. I know what wallpaper I want. I just purely have not taken the measurements and ordered it yet. It's just like on the endless list of things to do. But this blue is exactly how it's supposed to be. So from here down, it's blue. This is gonna be, it's just gonna be like a cute, like white with blue accent, like French style wallpaper. And it's gonna go all the way down, across, and then across like over on this wall as well. So that's why when we painted the blue, it was like super messy and it didn't matter because we're just gonna put wallpaper on over it anyways. This is the daycare, so it's messy, I need to clean it out. But it's got like this cute little gate. I keep it propped like this right now because this is actually the second day that I've integrated the little chickens just like out fully and not in that cage over there. So that cage and this spot is cracked open, only big enough for them to fit in so that if they need to get away from any of the meanies, not so much Frances, it's more so Ruth and Penelope and Clove that'll kind of like peck at them. So if they need a break, they can like slip in there and hang out. But this is the daycare, it's huge. This will be great for like future chicks. And then they come up here. I have 3 big like roosting spots. You're gonna see it when it's clean. I probably should have just waited until I cleaned it to do this because it's gonna look fabulous in a little bit because I'm gonna mop and all that. I mop like once a month and like I clean out like the roosting area weekly, but once a month I'll actually like come in and mop and everything and like tidy up like the shavings that Frances kind of likes to kick around everywhere when she's getting settled to lay an egg. And yeah, these are actually all roosting boxes too. They're the old ones, but Clove is too fat. She's a buff Orpington, which is like a really big breed. Like that's why she's so big. She is a little fat, but it's a big breed. And so she actually doesn't fit in those roosting boxes. That's why we built this. And that's why it looks like that, because like she was ready to lay like that day and she had nowhere to go and she was kind of upset about it. So we built that, but then Frances is like a little too small to get into it. Ruth, who's about to lay, is big and like the right size and she has been in it, she just hasn't laid yet. So I made that for Frances and I just covered it because they like to be like dark and enclosed. So this isn't permanent, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's working for right now and I just don't really mind because she really likes it down there. And then that's just like, that's the baby food, that's like the all flock, which they're about to all be on. Those are just the pine shavings, the broom, step stool. That's like the rake I use to clean it. The fan, because it's been so hot in here, like right now it's not so bad, it's 82 degrees, but around like noon, 1 or 2 o'clock, it's gonna be like 110 in here. So I try to keep the door open and keep the fan going because it kind of brings the cool air in, especially when it starts to get dark. And yeah, that's the shed. We painted the shed to match the coop, and they have this whole area and they love it so much. And there is just nothing cuter than a chicken in a dust bath. Oh, I love it so much. It's a hot day. I think I'm gonna have to change into shorts here in a second, but here's the garden. I have 8 beds that are like massive. Some of them stuff took, some of them it didn't. Like for example, well, it was already kind of sticking out, but these started growing really well. But the garlic I planted over here kind of never really took. And then like this bed was all supposed to be lettuce and none of it took. But the corn did really well. And even some of like the green beans are doing okay. The cucumber died. So that's why I have like a bunch of seeds and stuff that I'm gonna start over. The peppers are doing fine, but I need to water them. I planted, well, these were like pepper plants that are fine, but these were pepper seeds and none of them took. And then all that in the back is stuff that was planted and it's doing fine. So that's why I have all of this stuff. This, I basically just like rebought the things that didn't take in the garden. So I'm gonna do, well, the basil is doing fine, I just kind of want more of it. And then the rosemary is also doing fine, but I want more of it. The spinach never took, the kale didn't take, this is the arugula didn't take, and then broccoli I didn't plant, but I want it anyways. Although I'm now realizing that I never bought more peppers, but it's okay. These are kind of fun. It's like a self-watering, pop-out reusable thing. I like the reusable. It's just like was the cheapest one that they had for some reason, not even like the cardboard, like biodegradable one that was actually more expensive than these. But I have a bunch of these. I think what happened, why some took and some didn't, is the soil that we filled the boxes with is literally just random soil that we like accumulated during like building the house and just like moving things around and digging holes. So it's not like anything special. The soil is fine, but I think that like some of the seeds that were maybe more sensitive, like the lettuces and stuff, never took, but some of like the more hardy types of plants like the corn and the green beans didn't really have an issue with the soil not being that great. So now we actually do have planter soil because we were doing some landscaping. So now I can kind of start over on the things that didn't take from seeds this time, and then I'll just transfer it out there when it's ready. Time to clean the coop. Step 1, I'm going to scoop out all of their poop from the roosting bar. Best thing I did when I remodeled the chicken coop was added the sand like litter box area. It makes it so easy to clean because then I can just use a rake and like scoop it out and the sand falls through. So easy. So that's first on the list. Okay, roosting bar's all cleaned. Step 2 is going to be to take everything out of the coop so that I can sweep it. You're about to die, so I'll see you in a bit. I'm gonna charge you just while I finish this and then I'll bring you back out. But in case you didn't believe me about how freaking hot it gets in here, we are at 97.5 degrees, 12:30. It's only gonna get worse from here. So my mop mixture is just hot water and a small amount of dish soap. It works pretty well on the floor. It's nothing crazy and it's like not scented, so dries quickly and it works. All right, she's done. She looks great. I decided instead of re-upping the daycare, I just turned it into the storage for the summer. I cleared everything out, put it all in there. Coop is mopped and it looks pretty dang good. Wish I had that wallpaper though. So we took a pause to come down to Lowe's. I have no idea what he needed, but I took it as a chance to get the climbing jasmine plants that I want for the garden. And then I've also been on the hunt for like these little dormant blueberry bushes, and then also found pepper seeds, since that's what I forgot to get yesterday when I went to Tractor Supply and got a bunch of seeds. So we got back from Lowe's. I didn't quite finish everything I wanted to outside, but it's 4 o'clock, 4:05, and I have a lot of like inside chores still. So I'm gonna stop either for the day or at least for a little while on the outside stuff and focus on the inside stuff. I just separated the dough into the 2 separate loaves and left that's the one I'm gonna bake tonight. And then there's dough in the fridge that I'm gonna bake tomorrow. And now I'm also uploading today's footage so far from my camera onto my laptop because I ran out of storage. But basically right now I'm gonna like freshen up because I'm disgusting from working in the coop. And then I'm gonna come into the kitchen and kind of just like finish up the things I need to do in here. I need to put some laundry away, I need to make the bed and like that kind of junk. I know I said I wasn't coming back out here, but I can't help it. I just love hanging out with them. But I'm just picking up trash. Look how cute she is. Say hi, Clove. Oh. Hi, Ruth. Hi, honey. You love the camera. She always comes when I have a camera out. And there's Penelope. Hi, Pen. Hi, Ruth. And of course, Francis. I'm officially in for the night for real. I'm gonna preheat the oven to make my loaf. I have soiled these seed starters. I'm gonna plant some seeds. Nick should be done pretty soon. We're gonna have dinner. So I think this is where I'm gonna end the vlog because I have a lot of footage from today and I am completely unsure how long this video is gonna end up being, but that's just the plans for the night. So that's pretty much it. Those are my Sunday chores. I accomplished, I think, everything that I had to do. I am ready for a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching, if you watched all of it. Hopefully not my last video for the next 6 months, considering it was my first video over the last 6 months, but I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one. Bye.